Hello, I'm Nadine Davis-Atmer from Affordable Staff, and I'm here doing a case study interview with Tim Kavanagh from Cape Finance. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, let's get right into it. Why did you decide to outsource?
I suppose primarily it's to remove tasks from the broker's day, which just didn't result in increased sales, increased bottom line, all your admin tasks, all those bits and pieces which aren't critical for a broker to be doing.
Yeah. So your repetitive, time-consuming, non-income generating tasks.
Exactly. Just getting more time back to the brokers to focus on the things that actually grow the business.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Why do you think trust is such an important factor in outsourcing?
Well, firstly, the team members are going to be dealing with client-sensitive data, their financial situation. So first you need to be able to trust them with that kind of data. And secondly, they're going to be speaking with our stakeholders, our clients, our referral base, even the banks. And every time they do that, they're representing Cape Finance. So we need to be able to trust that when they're representing us, they're doing a good job of that.
Yeah, so they're really representing your brand and you're kind of making sure that that is strong and customer focused.
Exactly.
Fantastic. What advice would that you give to others who are looking to outsource?
I think speak to existing client base, do your due diligence. There's a lot of offerings around. You want to make sure that they do operate in industries, in the correct industry, have experience there. One thing we really focused on was the actual recruitment process, making sure that the staff members are going to be matched to us and our business correctly.
Yeah. So you really want to make sure that they're placing team members into your team that are actually going to be able to work within the other team members of your team.
Yep, spot on.
Yeah. And of course, it's always important to get that right skill and ability right and the drive to do the job.
That's correct, yeah.
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 Okay, fantastic. Do you think that outsourcing is taking jobs away from Australians?
I don't think so. I can only speak from our position. Really what it's allowed us to do is just have a larger team than what we would have been able to have onshore. If anything, once we've got a larger team, it's allowing us to grow faster and get to a point where we're now looking at bringing on some local help. So, and that I just can't see that would have been possible if we were just looking onshore for our first or second assistant.
What has outsourcing enabled you to do that you didn't think you would be able to before doing it?
The obvious one is obviously removing the admin, and I suppose those tasks that the broker doesn't need to be doing, not broker critical tasks.
Yeah.
It's allowed for increased sales, really focusing on business growth, but also improving work-life balance. The amount of hours that a broker has to now put in with the correct support in the background to actually process a deal from start to finish is reduced quite significantly. So that allows for higher numbers of sales and less hours per deal. That's going to result in a better work-life balance as well.
Yeah. So I really like that you said appropriately, because meeting that criteria and compliance in a compliant manner is critical. There's so many layers of additional kind of work that's been given to brokers, I guess, to prove
I think
things.
That's actually improved as well with the admin, because the broker, if they're doing everything from start to finish, they have a lot on their plate. And when there's sales there, it's very easy to get tunnel vision on the sales and what actually generates the income for the group. So having the support there in the background to really make sure that those critical items which aren't delivering on the bottom line are still being met.
Have you found that your conversion to settlement has increased since outsourcing?
I think it has. And the other thing that it has done is just because there's now admin in place with set processes and systems, it's improved the client experience. So not only conversion rates, but if the client can't proceed for whatever reason, we're getting more referrals from customers who aren't proceeding, or they'll come back when their position is improved. Sometimes, quite a long time down the track.
Yeah, because even though they may not be able to do a loan now, you're still nurturing them and giving them that customer care until they are ready.
Exactly, and they're comfortable with us as a business and their broker and the team as a whole, because they've already been introduced to it and had a good experience.
Yeah, I found that too. You may not always be able to get a sale per se, but if you help somebody, they remember that you've helped them.
Exactly, and word of mouth is always going to be your best referral source. So yeah, that's been a big improvement.
How have your local team found working with the outsourced team? Do you find that it's a nice blend? Are they working together well?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, the staff members that we got through outsourcing, through that really robust recruitment process, fit in really well. There's a lot of effort there that goes into actually matching personalities and requirements. So yeah, really it's been really seamless to the point where it's just an additional layer of support, and they've just become a team member of, so the team is growing and they're just becoming additional team members.
Yeah. And just while we're on the same kind of topic, what measures or means are you using for communications? Are you using a lot of chat or video conference?
Both. So we have some ongoing video conferences, 2 or 3 per week with a set purpose to that. And then there's ongoing chat lines for your day-to-day discussion of deals and different parts of the business.
Yeah. And are they using the same means to also do training and recording of that? Yes,
absolutely. So one of the weekly meetings we do have is around training, and anything, and it's more personalised training to our business, and that's recorded via video, or a guide is written depending on what the task is and how in depth it is. So yeah, definitely that's come in handy with that. And then as our team has grown, we haven't really had to touch on that again, because there's a resource there that the existing team members have been able to show the new team member.
Yeah. So you've gotten past that initial, a little bit of extra training load that is required with a first assistant, whether they're local or not, because you're then able to piggyback off that person's knowledge base, and they're also then supporting the new team members as well as you.
Exactly. The whole idea is that you do it once, and then it's not so much dependent on the person as such. It's more about plug and play. Essentially, new people can come in and pick it up quite fast because of the resources that have been built.
Yeah, because you're building that resource around the role, not the person.
Correct.
Yeah, because I can see that happens a lot in other businesses. They kind of build it around the person, and not necessarily that person is even right for the role. And it's such an uphill battle.
Exactly.
Doing it that way.
Yeah, and it's not in the person's head. They don't take it with them when they leave. It's there on paper.
What measurable results have you found from outsourcing?
Obviously, the increase in sales and the increase in data quality around compliance and all other aspects of the actual CRM side of things, which obviously helps with ongoing marketing and things like that to our database, and increased work-life balance has improved as well, just from really only having to focus on the income generating side of things, really the things that you got into broking to focus on, helping people and gaining the sales.
Yeah, so you've actually kind of hit the nail on the head in increasing your capacity, your available capacity, but not by your broker or your more expensive local staff, by just having the admin tasks done by your outsourced people.
Exactly, yeah. Increased sales and reduced hours, essentially, for the broker.
So would you say that the quality of the data in your CRM is also improved?
Yeah, absolutely. It's in line with the improved compliance. Is basically, it's not reliant purely on the broker to go in and input, and if the broker is in a busy patch, where, I'll get back to that later and it never happens, or it's not as, it's rushed. The fact that there's, defined roles for the admin staff to actually do these things as part of their processes means that it's all input to the level that we want and consistent across all clients.
What advice would you give to others who are looking to outsource?
Firstly, I would highly recommend taking a good look at it. It's really improved a heap of different areas in our business. When looking at the providers, try and get personal testimonials from their customers. Speak with them, interview them like we did with yourself. Look at things such as how they're recruiting the staff members, what processes they go through to make sure the personalities are matching with the stakeholders of your business, what ongoing support there is in terms of resourcing them with the technology that they need, and ongoing training to improve their education.
Yeah. So do you feel that Affordable Staff does those things?
Yeah, we've been very happy with that. Well, pretty much all of what I've just said there. So the additional, the initial resourcing has meant that the staff members we've got today have really fit in and just basically gone off and assisted us with what we got them to do right away. There's been very minimal teething there or anything like that. So. And then the ongoing training and resourcing is, that's been very impressive.
Thank you. I feel like, if you're going to work with another company like yourselves, in business you have to support each other, and we need to actually always consider that in what we're doing. Just providing a virtual assistant, in my opinion, is not enough. You have to back the virtual assistant and you have to back your client.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think that's how we see it as an ongoing relationship with you guys as well. It's not just a set and forget kind of thing. I think we're just at the start of hopefully a pretty steady growth phase. As you know, we started off with one admin through yourself and are now up to 3 in a pretty short period of time. And the idea behind that was to really get the business resource with the required admin, technology and systems in place, so that then we can focus on the sales growth, really promoting ourselves to potential brokers, showing that we've got the admin support there for them, making us seem like a really attractive workplace, as that's going to be the next phase of I suppose, our growth within the business. So so it's pretty exciting. Now feeling like we're getting towards the end of that first phase and now moving into that second phase.
Well, it's a very attractive model, really, especially for brokers in today's environment when there's so much admin requirement for putting a loan through. So the fact that you guys are setting that up to set up your brokers to succeed and actually have a life at the same time, I think it's a win-win.
Yeah, we think so as well.
Well, thank you, Tim, so much for coming in and meeting us and doing this interview with us today. I really appreciate your time, and I really appreciate, the words that you had to say about us.
No problem at all.
This is Nadine from Affordable Staff, where there's a better way to outsource.